Welcome to iProsper. In this tutorial, we will go through the organizer section. So the organizer is the place in the iProsper system where you input your company's contacts, suppliers, clients, prospects, any type of contacts, and you can basically in the companies section separate your companies using tags or using drop downs or using other fields to separate them or to be able to look for them easily. So we're going to go ahead and look at a company that I've already added. So we're going to click on it and you're going to see that there's a lot of fields here. By default, when you open your instance with Phoenix Prosperity and with the iProsper system, there are a couple of fields by default, but these fields are customizable at 100%. You can add as many fields as you want into this section. So that's what we're going to start with. So we're going to go back in the administration area and the customization. So we're going to be customizing the form. So this is a form. So we're going to go in there, and which type of forms we want to customize? We want to customize the company's form. So we're going to go ahead and click on company. So as you can see, you see all the fields that were added here. So there's an active, client since, important notes, company name, company information. So all of these fields can be removed, changed, placed, and sorted in the way that you prefer. So let's say we don't want to have let's say we don't want to have the here type of business. We don't want that anymore. So we click on the edit field here. Basically, before we had type of business, retail, distribution, supplier. So we're going to delete this field. So there you go, it's deleted. So if you go back here and we click on save, and we go back in the organizer, click on Acme, it won't be there anymore. So what we want, let's say we want to add a couple of fields in order to separate or have more information about this customer. And we want to also change the layout because as you can see, it's all compacted into one single column. It's long to scroll. So we're going to try to make them in two columns. So we're going to go back in the administration area, the customization of forms, click on companies, and we're going to be back to this section. So company name, company information, we're gonna make those basically be one. We're gonna put company information on top here. Then we're gonna put company name, and then what other field we can put. So let's say we put company name. We're gonna put website next to company name right here. Important notes, that's okay. Company information. And then we're going to go ahead and put finder's fee on top. We're going to put it underneath here. Then we're going to put country and state side by side. We're going to put the city here. Actually, we're going to put the city, state, then country. Phone, mobile phone, and secondary phone next to each other. And we're going to leave the fax here. So actually, you know what? We're going to put this field right here. So we've changed a little bit this system. We're going to save it. And as you can see here also while we're here, you're going to see the history button. What the history button allows you to do, it allows you to go back to a version of the actual company's layout that was done previously. So it makes you basically not do any mistakes and regret them. So you can go back to any version that you have done. A little bit how many different systems work today. So we're going to go ahead and close that, save it, go back to organizer, go in the Acme, and as you can see, the fields were changed the way that we wanted them. So you don't have to scroll as much to do them. So the same thing goes to add extra fields. So if we want to add extra fields, we'd go in the same place, forms, companies, and then we would just go to right section here and we can add let's say we want to add a select field at the bottom, and we want to rename this field to we're going to put back type of business, then we're going to put no choice. Let's say the person doesn't want to fill out that box, you can put those little signs so it doesn't, at least there's no by default choice that he needs to select. And we're going to add, let's say, retail, online business, broker, etc., etc. We're going to click OK. So when we click on save, we go back to the organizer into a client file, edit, and if you go to the bottom, you'll see type of business is there. click retail, click OK, and then you'll see the actual choice of retail is there. So again, these features and options allow you to basically customize the whole client section and have as many fields as you want. And I think today that's what makes a difference into a business, is you're allowed to add any fields that you want to be able to better profile your client or have more information into this system. So if you have many or multiple employees dealing with this customer, well, you're able to have a better feedback or vibe of how that client or what his needs are or the information that are stored. So if we go back to the organizer and we go into the contact section now, you'll see that we've inputted a lot of different contacts. So let's say we go into a contact. As you can see, the form and the way it's displayed is different than the clients or the companies, because those two sections in the organizer have totally different fields. As you can see in the organizer in the companies, if you go to the second tab here, contacts, you can assign, by clicking here, you can create a contact or you can add a contact. So add a contact means, let's say we assign Helen into this contact. So that means that from now on, this actual contact is part of this company. So you can store all the employees with different titles. And what's fun is that you can actually go to that employee, and then you can specify or input information specific to that contact into that company. So that's our links that are done between companies and contacts. So the way that this works is the same. You can edit the form to fill out the information. You can reorder, sort the fields the way you want, and you can modify and add them the same way that we did before. The only difference, instead of going in companies, you go in contacts, and that's where you see all the fields that are there. So it would work the same way. In the companies section and in the contact section, we see here there's a couple of tabs that are there. So we'll go through the different tabs. The first tab is a contacts tab. As we said, it allows you to basically add contacts and assign them to a company. So that's the only reason for this here. The third tab, and when you keep your mouse over the tabs, it gives you the information. So sub-companies is, like I said previously, it allows you to add a company that is linked to another company. But since we only have one company added, we don't have any choice to do that. But we have the choice of creating a new company that will automatically be linked to that company. So sometimes, for instance, you have a company called, let's say, Pizza Hut. So there's Pizza Hut, but then after that, there's Pizza Hut in Montreal, there's a Pizza Hut in the West Island, there's a Pizza Hut on the South or North Shore, or in different countries or cities. So it allows you to assign those Pizza Huts to the main company, and it basically gives you a certain architecture of the business, because you can assign as many some companies as you want in this system. The fourth tab here, because the first one is the information tab, the fourth tab is the tasks. So what this is, it basically displays the tasks that were assigned to this customer. And when you come here, you can filter those tasks and only show, for example, the completed tasks or the cancel. So if you take off the checkbox of those tabs, it would only display the completed tasks. So in order to see and view how to add tasks, you can go into the task tutorial, and it will be demonstrated in that tutorial. So it's the same thing for the filters here. We can filter by type or filter by status. So sometimes when there's a lot of tasks, it's just easier. This fifth tab is the files tab. So the file allows you to upload as many files as you want for this specific client. So that's interesting if you want to insert your contracts, specific documents, plans, legal documents, anything that you want to input into these clients' files, you can do it there. The advantage of that is having everything in your business stored in one single location, not having to worry about backups, not having to worry about where I put those files. And the other option that's very fun is that when those files are inputted into your client file, you have access to them from anywhere, but also all your employees can actually have access to those files. So sometimes that's when a problem is that you manage the customer, or your sales rep manage the customer, and then your support team wants to do something, but they always have to go back to the sales or support or admin to verify and to get that information or document. So in there, you put them there, everything's stored in the same, and when there's a lot of documents, you can search with the search here through the document, so it makes it a lot easier. So in order to use the file, it's very simple. Click on upload, choose your file, or you can drag it right there, and then once the file is selected, so we're just going to, for instance, use a simple PDF file. We do choose, the simple PDF is there, you click on it, and then you can click on view and download it to view them. If it's an image file, you're able to basically see the image directly from there without having to download it. So let's say we take this as a print screen, or there you go, we'll use this one, choose. So it's there, so when you click on it and you click on view, it allows you to actually see the image right away without having to download it or so that's what's fun about this system. The important is to name your file correctly before uploading it, because there's no feature to rename it for now. This might be something that we'll be implementing in the near future. The sixth tab is the contracts tab. So the contracts basically are a different section. It allows you to basically create evaluation or contracts or invoices from your system, but you can go see that tutorial to get more information about that. But basically every single contract, evaluation, quote, or invoice that are assigned to this client are going to be stored here with all the statuses and everything, so it's pretty neat. The other tab is the mail history. So every time you send an email to the customer through the iProsper system, it will store the history of those emails into the iProsper system. What's fun about the email feature is that you can create your templates and send emails to customers with templates that are pre-established with mail merge. So you can go ahead and view these tutorials also if you're interested in that. The last section are form responses, and then again, this is a display of all the form responses that are being filled out in the responses section, and they will be showing up here. What's fun also is that you can add a form directly from this section by choosing your form and going ahead and filling it out. But all these information will be inputted into the other tutorial for responses. The last two items, are a couple of items that are in this section, are the notes and comments. So notes is, for instance, anytime you speak with a customer and you want to add notes, you just click on add note, you enter your note that you want to add, and then you click OK. So it adds a note. Who added the note? So it's my name, because I'm logged in with my username. It puts the date and the timestamp. You can also go ahead and edit that note or delete it if you don't want to add it there. So we're going to go and delete. And also what's fun is that, let's say, put the name Danielle, is when there's a lot of notes, you can actually search through the notes in order to display what notes that you want. So basically we put Danielle and this one shows up. Comments, same thing, it's just that it's just separating notes and comments. So comments can be used for something else. For instance, could be a certain particularity of this customer. So let's say customer is ill, for instance. You want to know it so that when your employees go into the file and they don't know them, well, they can always go in comments and see if there are any specific comments about a customer. But this can be used for any reason you want. So we have notes and comments. And lastly, the last place that we didn't go through, so there's the field groups that are available in there, but you can go into the field groups tutorial in order to get more information about that. But we also have on top history, merge, duplicate, and print documents. So the history is basically the same thing as we went through before. It allows you to see the differences that were done into the client section. So, and you can go back and revert to an older version or a version that was done before. And merge. So merge basically allows you to merge two contacts together and merge, so either fill or overwrite the information. So let's say you realize that you have some two clients or two companies that are stored. Well, you can merge information together, so that's pretty neat also. Duplicate is, it allows you to duplicate the client that you're in right now, And so when you save it, it's going to save a second copy of it. So let's say we put it Acme 2 Inc. We go to the bottom, we say OK. So what happens is that in the organizer, we have 2 Acme. So that's pretty neat also. Print document allows you to print documents that you've already pre-established into the cut document section here, which you can also view into another tutorial. But it basically allows you to print a document with all the contact information or client information that is already inputted into that document. So it's a very nice feature as well. So you can go and see the other tutorials to see other sections and features into the iProsper system, or follow us to continue to see the new tutorials or new features that will be implemented. Thank you for listening.